we finally got a decent upgrade from our very first turntable. But like I said, this could always upgrade over time. But this is actually not too bad. Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is a quick update actually that I've been wanting to get this video out since this was actually one of my best investments I've ever made in my life. As y'all saw, I got a turntable set up. This was something I've been saving from, of course, working in my job, as well as still trying to grind through classes, stuff like that. I mean, and I'm actually really happy with the results. I mean, it took me a few some time to set it up because obviously, I mean, this is my first time dealing with something as serious as this, and I've been looking at constant videos and tips to see because I made several mistakes trying to set this up, and that again delayed me even more time. But I am pretty happy with the results of it. So before I actually kind of go into the, I guess, some of the parts that I got, I'm gonna show y'all my first turntable. Alright, this is actually how it looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like. This is the first turntable I actually had. This is a 6-in-1 entertainment system. Usually a lot of people see this as the Crossleys or even the some other types of turntables that we got here. So 6-in-1, it can play cassettes, CDs, records. Obviously, it even has an built-in radio, Bluetooth, all the stuff right here. Downside. So I had this for 2 years, by the way, and I barely have a collection. But as you can see, I mean, it's still growing. Back from when I post the other video, I got a few more records, and I still got some along the way, which I will be updating that later on, maybe by the end of this year. Who knows? But this was actually what I've been using, and at first I was like, it can't be too bad. It's not like a suitcase vinyl player, but little did I know, this is probably not even as good as probably not even as good. This doesn't have, we call it, the stylus is very cheap, plastic-like in nature. There was nothing to kind of like hold the record, and also no counterweight. Tracking force pretty strong. Not as gaucho as the other like older models, I guess you could say, but still, people usually say like don't even play these. It will damage the grooves of the records. So, and I even had someone that came in and was like, yeah, you should probably get a different turntable. I mean, it's a good starting point. Don't get me wrong. If you don't have too many records that you just want to, or even play some old ones, but if you really want to get into this, it was like, yeah, you should definitely get a much better turntable setup. So I was like, all right. This was actually something that was only like less than $100, and judging my collection, I paid more for these records than this. So I had to be making a mistake. So from there, we have the Orbit U-turn turntable setup. So this pretty much is probably the hard way, I guess you could say. So there are different ways to set up. So you only need 4 things. 1, you need a turntable. 2, you need to have some sort of preamp. So I use this very cheap one right now. It's like, this was like 30 or 40 bucks. But I can probably get a better one in the future. I don't know when, but this is actually doing quite nicely. 3, a receiver or a amplifier. This one's actually a fairly decent one, so I don't know if I'm gonna replace that anytime sooner, but overall it's doing its job. I actually have it the other way around because it was the only way I can connect it. And then of course speakers. I got 2 like $80, $90 speakers. These are passive, by the way, so these are not connected. The only way they're connected is actually through these speaker wires that's connected to the amplifier to the back. So why did I say this was a hard setup? Well, some turntables, like for this one I was able to get online, And the thing about this is that you can customize it however you want. You can customize the platter, you can customize the color, you can customize the stylus for the needle. You can even have a built-in preamp instead of having it separate. I just learned that usually if you have a separate preamp and I have a built-in one, the quality is a lot better. But like I said, I don't know. But this is a cheaper way to actually have it just built in to your turntable, so that way you only need the amplifier. Another thing you can even do is that without getting the amplifier and speaker separately, you could literally just have I think this is like is it called active speakers? I forgot what it's called, but these are the ones. These are like the power speakers that you connect directly, and that's actually all you need. Those two is the main things because you have all the 4 setups there. Another thing I got is that I just kind of just put in is some LED lights around it. So right now it's kind of flashing. This is just pretty much a TV LED lights that is meant to be put on a television or laptop, but I just kind of put it in the bottom. So in here, we can kind of customize the colors. You have to be kind of aiming it down, and it's pretty neat. If we turn on the lights, it's a little bit cooler. Turn off that, and then we just do the flash. Boom. So it's pretty cool. Another thing I wanted to do is probably put some LED lights around, but this is it was really cheap for me. Probably should have got a little bit more expensive ones, but it's not too bad. Another thing that's obvious difference from the other turntable is that this thing has a little motor on the side, and it actually there's this little belt that wraps around this. So let me show you how this works. So what's cool about this, you just kind of just turn it on, and there's like one spot here that's kind of tied to, and then there's even another spot right down the bottom. This is kind of meant for the speed. So right now the speed is at 33 1/3 RPMs. If you would move it down, it will be at the 44, 45, I forgot what it was. 45, yeah. The only thing is I only have one random vinyl that is in 45, so I don't go down to it, because not only that, it kind of stretches the belt. When I first got it, I literally like stretched out my belt so it didn't even fit. So I had to order some replacements just in case. So normally how it turns on, it'll start rotating it. I don't know if y'all can see. And then we got of course the stylus. And then what's cool about this one, it has a counterbalance or counterweight where you can change. The only thing is it doesn't have any numbers, so I need to actually get a scale to kind of get an accurate reading for the correct tracking force. Good thing about this though is that whenever it's created, everything's pretty much balanced out for you to play from the start of the package. But it's better to kind of just have it weighed out. Another thing is even the stylus is even aligned perfectly, so I don't have to mess with that either. So it's pretty much perfect to go. It even comes with, of course, the mat right here and this little dust cover. So that's really cool. So I didn't like the way the other time it was recording, since it was, I guess, upside down. We're gonna start on the B side to show y'all how to start off. So we got here to kind of grab it to press on, and then you can add in a Q lever, since my clumsy hands might have scratched the record, so it just kind of puts it down gently, and then let it do its thing. Close, and then we can adjust the volume. And yeah, it sounds nice for the most part, based on what I'm hearing. Also out of the box. Another thing I want to say, let me just load this real quick. Because this is a belt-driven turntable, it doesn't cause too much vibration, so vibration doesn't really affect it too much. So thankfully I can afford having the speakers kind of like around the same plane. But since I'm in this crowded ass apartment, I can't really manipulate it. But I'm still trying to figure out ways to make this a lot better since I have it on a fucking refrigerator right now. So, but we'll see what happens. But this is a really sick setup for now. Can't wait what we can do in the future. Thank y'all for coming, and y'all chill out and stay safe. Later.